Hello everyone, this is my multimodal presentation on single-use plastic bags and the environment. To start, my name is Megan Miller. I'm a junior here at Miami, receiving a Bachelor's of Small Business Management with a minor in English Studies. Throughout the spring semester in EGS 301, we have focused heavily on a complex problem of our choice, which we chose at the beginning of the semester. The complex problem I chose is that many Dayton grocery stores continue to use single-use plastic bags instead of switching to paper bags. With every year, there is growing concern for the health and safety of our earth, and we are in a constant cycle of changing things that cause a negative impact on the environment. And I think Dayton switching to paper bags should be the next step. Other parts of Ohio have already taken into effect the process, leading to bans of plastic bags. Some areas, such as those surrounding Lake Erie, had concern from both locals and tourists about the amount of plastic litter that surrounded the area. In the Great Lakes regions, plastic products account for 90% of all litter. Not only does this cause a big problem for the environment and the marine life, but it also has started to cause issues with local shops getting business from tourists. Tourism at the Great Lakes has died down significantly because no one wants to visit trash-filled waters and beaches. This is a picture and a little graph. So the picture is of trash on Lake Erie's beach. And as you can see, there's a lot of trash on it. But also, if you look closely at the picture, I myself can point out at least 3, if not 4 or more plastic bags in this picture, which just goes to show how much plastic bags are getting to our marine areas. And the second graph I have is called Boating Ontario, and it is a organizational group that focuses on cleaning plastic up from the Great Lakes. Many different places have started placing fees and in some cases bans on disposable plastic bags at stores. This is in hopes to get people to start bringing their own reusable bags or switching over to paper bags. Some of these fees cause customers to have to pay to receive plastic bags at checkout rather than just getting them for free like most stores do. Some places altogether have stopped offering plastic bags, and instead you have to get a paper one, which in some cases do cost money as well, or you would have to bring your own bag. These fees and bans are a very common method a lot of places are using to try to change the way we use plastic bags. I then included a picture that says one person using a reusable bag over their lifetime would remove more than 22,000 plastic bags from the environment. I think that's a really great statistic, and it really shows the change that a reusable bag can do. And then I also have a graph showing the ban of plastic bags through 2007, and 2014 between the rest of the United States and California. And as you can see, California has always been much higher percentage of bans of plastic bags. Even in the 2014 section, you can see that the rest of the US isn't even at the halfway point of where California was at with bans on plastic bags. The continuous littering of plastics, especially plastic bags, has caused a growth in the amount of microplastics found in freshwater samples. These microplastics cause a lot of harm to the organisms in the water. Constantly ingesting these microplastics has shown to lead to an increased growth in bacteria, which ultimately leads fish and other organisms to be able to get diseases easier. This isn't just an issue for these organisms that are ingesting these microplastics, but it's also a food issue for us. Many people gather fish from freshwater sites, and eating these fish may lead to getting a diseased fish in your bunch and getting you or somebody you know sick. I then decided to add 2 pictures. The first on the top left being a picture of a fish that was cut open and the amount of tiny little microplastics that were found inside of the fish, which just goes to show how much this is affecting the fish, but also how much this is affecting our food source, because I'm sure that was probably a piece of fish somebody was going to eat, and then they found that. And then the second is a diagram that illustrates the almost life cycle or circle cycle of how us littering plastic ends up leading all the way back to us. So we litter the plastic, the sun and water break down these plastics into microplastics, which are ingested by fish, in which we either eat or other animals will eat. So it's all an endless cycle. Next, I have decomposition rates between paper and plastic. So on your right is a image that shows how long it takes to decompose in the ocean. Plastic bags take 10 to 20 years to decompose in the ocean, whereas paper bags take about a month to decompose in the ocean. And then the graph I have on your left is plastic recycling, where most of our plastic does end up. And you can see throughout all of the years from 1960 all the way until 2015, the majority of our plastic does end up in landfills. And even in the 2015, if you combine recycled plastic with combustion with energy recovery, you don't even reach half the amount that is put into our landfills. In the end, the continuous use of plastic bags not only causes an environmental effect, but an economic effect as well, hurting food supplies, making popular tourist attractions unseeable. This is not just a problem that we're going to be able to fix overnight or that we can do ourselves. It's going to take a long process, and we'll have to continue it for years and years to come. However, if we do make these changes, we can create a healthy earth for our future generations, and we can continue to teach our future generations how they can continue the strive for a healthy earth. And then I do have my works cited with my 4 different or 5 different sources.